No. No, I'm gonna make it for y'all. I'll make sure she get a chance to sign it. All right, we getting ready to get started, and this is y'all gotta tell them what that name really means.
Okay, before we get started, I would like to explain why you guys have index cards. We're going to ask questions throughout the presentation. We would like to have you write down your responses to the questions. If you're comfortable with explaining how you feel at that moment, then you can go ahead and explain how you feel. Okay?
Hello.
We're ready now. You know it.
Do you get prizes?
I mean, you get the prize of...
Being emotional.
Yeah, no one's doing that. Alright, so we start whenever you feel ready. We're good. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. We're Pluto Pimps.
The P stands for powerful.
L stands for leaders.
U United. T for Taurus. O for other.
P for professional.
And I for individuals.
I'm for making.
And we for people.
We'll be discussing emotional intelligence.
I'm Asika, and right now I'm really nervous.
I'm Deleski, and
I'm Damaris. I'm happy and nervous. I'm energetic.
I'm Linda and I'm nervous.
I'm Erica. I'm very excited.
I'm Jason, who's kind of sick.
I'm Kayla, and I'm ready to get this over with.
I'm Cassandra, and I'm pretty anxious.
I'm Michael, and I'm just cool enough.
All right. Emotional intelligence is ability to communicate personal emotions and recognize and respond to emotions of others. All right. The 5 components of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, social skills, and empathy. I'm about to explain that to you guys.
All right, self-awareness is where you understand your emotions and how you feel and how you act upon that emotion. For example, how do you feel at this moment? I want you to write down exactly how you feel. All right? I'll give you a couple minutes and how you feel.
Or you can share with us as well. Just raise your hand and say how you feel this time, what you've been through this morning, how you feel. You're tired? Tired. Anyone else? You're happy? That's good.
Interactive stuff, that's right. Keep going.
Anyone else? Nobody else want to say? Okay.
All right, some of you might feel that you don't feel like being here right now, but you know your motivation to be here right now. That's your action. Your actions and your emotions are intertwined. It's basically your emotional intelligence, your self-awareness. Alright? It shows that you're aware of your emotions. And being having self-awareness goes deeper. It goes way deeper. It not only affects you, but everyone around you. You may feel angry, so use that anger towards someone else. Alright? Your relationship, your family, everyone is affected. Even at school, even at work. But school is definitely affected, which is self-confidence.
With self-confidence, you'll know how you're feeling at that moment in time. You'll also know as well you can manage how you're feeling, and as well as knowing how you feel can help you have that self-confidence.
So, did you guys know that motivation is a part of emotional intelligence? Probably not. So to motivate yourself, any achievement requires clear goals and positive attitude.
All right. Motivation is comprised of achievement drive, in which you want something bad enough, you do anything to achieve that goal. Then comes commitment. No matter what comes your way, you'll stick to it. Furthermore, we have initiative. Is the power or ability to follow through energetically with a plan or a task.
Another one is optimism, which states that even though everything is going wrong and you see no resolution, you always keep a mindset that everything is going to turn out okay. And we have all things, you're willing and ready to having good emotional intelligence.
And okay, our question is, what is your guys' motivation? Why are you guys here? Why you go to school?
Money?
Yeah.
You gotta have a job.
That makes sense. Anybody else?
Family.
Family. Good one.
Make a difference in my family.
That's nice too. That's nice too. Anybody else? All right.
Quiet group. It is past the morning.
How everybody doing? I'm doing social skills. All right. Social skills is any skill demonstrating interaction and communication with other people. Anybody. Social skills, like, it involves a lot of things, good and bad. And today I'm going to be explaining the good things about, like, you can do when it comes to social skills. Leadership is great to be, it's good, it's awesome to be a leader because it shows that you can show the step to other people and lead them where they need to go and be able to show, like, where you need it, where you want. I'm sorry.
Don't start over, Poppy.
Alright, what I'm gonna start over with is communication. When you have communication and you know how to talk to other people, that's like a big plus when it comes to social skills. Because it shows that you could, I'm sorry. Respect for others.
Relax, man.
It's not that. Come on, man. I'll read off that.
Okay. Let's just make it more of an interaction. We'll go ahead and ask, what is your social skills? Like, define what you have as social skills. I bet you can do it, right? You have to identify it. That's why we're in this workshop. So let's identify our emotions. I mean, come on.
Is anybody a really good talker? Do you have good communication? You can network really good.
Good.
Exactly. Collaborating, cooperating with others. Teamwork.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyone else? No?
Dr. Robinson, we all know you.
Yeah,
have
how about
social
you?
skills.
Got social skills. What skills I think I have here? I'm feeling like the next guy. I can't talk. Leadership is one of my strongest suits, and networking.
I'm gonna watch a video. Basically, what he's gonna be doing, like, somebody sent him a letter about, like, his problem and stuff, and, like, what he's basically gonna do is he's gonna respond to it, and also in that response, he's giving, like, great tips for you guys, like, to be able to learn how to have good social skills. And
I feel like emotional intelligence.
Hello everybody, Momo from the Momo Zone. Hope you're having a great day. And today's letter is from somebody called ERKid52. Okay, it goes like this. Hi Momo, I know I'm like the 1000th person to say that your videos are really inspiring. Before I watched your video on self-manifestation, I was such a negative person. I had pretty much given up on life and I was thinking about death almost 24/7. Now I find myself smiling a lot more, focusing on my positive energy instead of just focusing on the bad things all the time, because I know that I'm going to change now. Fucking rocks, dude. I'm going to make my life awesome, but I have a little question for you. What I would really like to manifest isn't money or any material objects. I'm looking for people. I'm looking for new friends. I love the ones I have right now, but I don't feel like I quite connect with them like I used to. I start a new school this year, and due to my social anxiety disorder, I have a major fear of starting conversations with people. Every friendship I have ever had was because the other person made the first move. But now that I'm going into 11th grade, it's not likely for anybody to care enough to. You're young only once. I don't want to spend my youth feeling lonely. Now I know that it will happen if I don't make it happen. Your videos taught me that. I've never manifested before, but I was wondering, could you walk me through or what the specific situation, if it isn't a hassle or anything? Once I found these people, nothing will stop my life from feeling magical again. Thanks for any future responses. Wow, what a great letter, dude. I love this. First of all, the fact that you came across straight up like this and are telling me this is already the sign that you are ready to go and handle this stuff. Okay. Social disorder. Look, one of the first things we need to do, I'll tell you right now, we should get online. You and I will log up, we'll have a live Skype, you have Skype. If you do, we'll get on and I will personally train you on how to become the wildest communicator that you ever received. What a concept. I know I can do that, dude. I'm good at training people. I'm really good at making people push their stuff over the edge. And remember, when you're trying to change, people think, oh, you gotta be so radically different, but it's not me yet, so it's gonna take a long time. No. Nobody's asking for you to do anything. It's as easy as something that you would do by yourself that would involve communication skill. You know, let's say if we were playing one of these kind of Price is Right games, and you had to reach out and go, and you had to go slap that, you have to slap that ball the second the light gets red. Well, your hands are going to reach out and it's going to do that. You've created an action. Same thing's got to come out of your mouth. You know, believe it or not, I used to be a really short person. And I found it hard to strike up conversations with people because I found that I didn't have a real reason to be wanting to start up a conversation with them, so why should I bother? Okay, I mean, you know, a good tip would be, I don't know, let's say you're into science, or let's say you're into art, and you got a class, and you can ask somebody that you don't know something relating to that class. That'll strike up a conversation, and it's not going to be like, you're going to sit there and talk about the other, and oi, what am I going to talk about? You know, and you have something in common right away. You got to look for these kind of little opportunities, but you know, I'd like to talk to you to see where this shyness is coming from, because look, it's not worth it. Tell yourself this: what's the worst that can happen? What's going to happen? You're going to start sweating. You're going to freeze up. Your mind is going to race at 1,000 miles an hour. Start small and work your way up. Start asking questions to people. You know, you can ask people directions, so you start up a conversation even, you know what I mean? You can give somebody a compliment. You know, giving somebody a compliment really works, like if you're walking down the hall and...
All right.
Well, Mama can help you if you ever need help. I'm going to talk about empathy. This is the second most important key when it comes to emotional intelligence. And basically, empathizing is being able to understand the feelings of those around you. And empathizers, they're good listeners, they don't stereotype, and they're not quick to judge. There are ways that you can increase empathy. And among those is simply apologizing when you've hurt somebody emotionally. But the best way is to see somebody else's point of view, step in their shoes. And to do so, you have something called emotional listening. When it comes to emotional listening, if somebody comes to you with a problem, of course you're going to listen to them. But you have to copy what's being said and process that in your head so that your reflection or your advice to them can be actually what they needed to hear and what they want to hear, but it also makes sense. And that's empathy. Usually the best empathizers are the best at relationships, and it's normally us girls.
What you say?
Okay, so our slide was on relationships, having emotional intelligence in relationships. And is anybody in here attentive when their partner is talking? Okay, we got it. The guys are attentive listeners? No ladies? Well, emotional intelligence can extend to any relationship, such as business relationship, a romantic relationship, and even friendships.
What I wanted to touch on was in a relationship, you want it to be interdependence, to not rely on them for so much, but to think that that person can make you better, that would make the relationship a lot stronger.
And also, know your partner's emotional triggers. If you see that something's wrong and it triggers your emotion, your partner's emotional, it triggers your partner's anger or something like that, then help them like fix that. And so if you know they're gonna flip out if they see that, then try and fix that before they see that.
And you want to know how you're feeling, like be conscious of your emotions when you're talking to someone. You don't want to talk to someone that you kind of care about, but you're in a bad mood and make them feel worse. Like you don't want to treat them bad, but you're gonna treat them even worse because of that emotion you're feeling. Or if like you're just really happy and they're really sad, you're like, oh, cheer up and walk away. You don't want to just be unconscious about like, oh, I didn't know I was doing that to you. I'm sorry, and not just really just throw everything off.
Yeah. And to touch on that, I did that to my sister last night because the other day was her birthday. And she is a really nice person, and she created like this makeshift bridal party for this girl at her work. And it was her birthday, but the people around her didn't do anything for her. And I was like, really? Yeah. I was just like, and she even like collected a pot of a number of amount of money to give to the girl for her makeshift bridal party. And I was like, they didn't even give you any money or nothing? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh. I didn't mean to make her feel bad, and then that's why I said sorry afterwards. But I guess it didn't help. And then also know your partner. It also ties into identifying your partner's triggers. Know your partner. I'm gonna say it again. Know your partner. Okay. And then break emotional poor response patterns. So if somebody comes up to you, hey man, what you doing? What are you doing? You know, and then you flip out, you're like, get off me, get off me. But then, yeah, so break it. So just say, I'm sorry, I'm not in the mood today. And that's it. So yeah. Sorry guys.
The video is building connections with people in a business setting. Like in the business world, it's connections you would build normally.
Hi, I'm Jim Cathcart. The thing I'm best known for in the world as a professional speaker and author is relationship selling. I wrote the first book by that title back in 1985. I published it in 85, and I've rewritten it about 8 or 9 times since then, so it's come out in different versions. But relationship selling relies on an underlying skill set that I call relationship intelligence. How to be more intelligent about the relationships in your life. If you think of relationships as assets, and you think each relationship is potentially a liability or potentially an asset, and you approach it that way, and you constantly ask yourself, how can I add more value to this person? How can I make this relationship important to him or her? If you do that, then what will happen is you'll go from the usual level where people say it's not what you know, it's who you know, to the next level where they say it's not who you know, it's how you know them, to the next level where they say it's not how you know them, it's who knows you, to the next level where they say it's not who knows you, and it's not even who they know that counts the most. What counts the most is who is glad they know you. If you constantly bring more value to each person through your relationship with them, they will be glad they know you, and that relationship will be an asset. And that will lead to more sales, it will lead to better relationships in general, lead to more effective management and leadership. Whatever it is you're seeking will be achieved primarily through other people. And to achieve things through other people, you need to practice relationship intelligence. I'm Jim Cathcart.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, and last but definitely not least, we're going to talk about self-regulation. How many of you guys know a little bit of something about self-regulation? What is self-regulation? Nobody knows what self-regulation is?
Nothing self-control. Self-discipline.
Control your actions, achieve the goals and dreams.
Said in what ways?
I don't know, things you do by yourself, like inner stuff.
Anybody else?
Taking control. Taking control. That's exactly what self-regulation is. Self-regulation is the ability to focus and to control your impulses.
There are 5 key components to self-regulation. One is adaptability. You have to be able to adapt to new situations. In life, everything is not going to be the way you want it to. You're going to need to get to work one day, but your car is broke down. How are you going to get to work? You just can't get up and say, oh, I'm not going today. You got to maybe catch the bus. You got to call a friend. You have to adapt to the situation. You have to have self-control. You have to know yourself. You have to know how to respond to situations. For example, if you go to a answer center and they're like, oh yeah, you need to bring this paper back. You're like, I thought I had all the papers this time. You just go off on and be like, man, I'm tired of coming here. I'm tired of bringing all the papers. No, you have to control yourself. You have to be like, okay, I understand what I need to do. I need to get my stuff together. You have to have trustworthiness. Your friends have to be able to rely on you. You have to be a person that is known to keep their commitments. Continuation. You have to be known to do this continuously. You don't, like I said, consistency. You don't do one thing the next day and you turn around and you're this type of person the other day. You have to be persistent with what you're doing, and you have to be innovative. Like I said, you have to come up with new ways to do things. You don't want to stick to the script. You want to change it up sometimes.
You have to be consensual as well.
Conscientious.
Yes, and that means knowing yourself and just having a conscience. Like if you know you did something bad, it all ties in together. Like if you know you did something bad, you should have the conscience to go and apologize to that person. Stuff like that.
I'm not good at words a lot because I have those sort of things. Acting on purpose. I know everybody here has a dream. Raise your hand if you have a dream. What's your dream?
My dream is to become a millionaire.
Anybody else?
Raise your hands again.
Y'all have dreams. What's your dream?
To live life the way I want to.
Okay, so your dream is to live life the way you want to. How are you going to do that?
Going to school, becoming a psychologist.
Exactly. That's acting on purpose. Everybody has a dream. Thomas Edison had a dream. His dream was to make electricity. Well, if it was just a dream, we would be sitting here in the dark right now on the computer and all that. He took steps. He came with the technology. He tried it. Trial and error. And by taking those actions, he was able to make his dream come true. So it's more than just having a dream. It's acting on that dream. It's also about time management. Here we have the 4 quadrants of time management. The first quadrant is important and urgent. For example, you have 3 papers due in 2 hours. It's important, you have to get your grade, but now it's urgent. Then quadrant 2, you have important and not urgent. For example, studying a test is due in 2 months. It's important to pass that test, but since it's due in 2 months, you have no time, you don't have to rush every night, you don't have to cram the night before, so you're more prepared. Quadrant 3, not important and not urgent. Like rushing to your girlfriend's house, you want to get there, but she'll get all day. Not important, not urgent. For example, playing video games. Like I said, the video games are gonna be there all day. Play whenever you want to.
We want you guys to be at quadrant 2. That's where you want to be.
Like she said, what do we want to be? You got to be in quadrant 2. Like this successful college student over here. He looks successful. Here are some tools that can help you to make sure that you stay in quadrant 2. A monthly calendar. It helps you know the things that are coming up and important, such as due dates and things like that. And you don't have to have a boring calendar. As you see, I got a calendar up here in Tupac because that's my favorite artist. So I'm motivated to keep looking because next action list. They record everything you need to do next. For example, if you are in class and you have a paper that's due, you know that first you need to free write. Then you're writing your next action list that you need to develop a rough draft On the next day, you might say that you need to edit your rough draft. So it's just what you need to do next in order to keep yourself on the track. Then lastly, you have a tracking form, which is more broader. It's what do you want to do to get to your dreams and your goals. So say, example, a person wants to become a doctor. They write in their tracking form that they want to go to the Career Center and they want to do some research, see what classes they need to take, see what majors and everything. And then next they would say, okay, I need to start taking these classes. So it's on a more broader basis than, for example, an essay. It's over a lifespan. And you want to make sure that you check in every 14 days to make sure that you're staying on track with your tracking forms.
And if you do get off track, like just like riding a bike, just try to climb back up and get back on track. Like we all know it's not easy, but if you do have your goal set and you do continually look at your goal, it will become a reality. And your results, the benefits is that you will not waste time, like you will waste less time and you'll use your time more wisely.
As you said, the reward is you have more valuable time. You won't waste valuable time. I just want to add this on here. In order to be self-regulated, you have to be different. For example, everybody told me, oh yeah, Mike, today we're going to wear black and white. Yeah. I was like, all right. But I showed up with black and red because I wanted to show them that I was different and I don't go with the flow. Just like when you're self-regulated, all your friends might be drinking one night, but you want to be different and you want to go home and study. So you got to be different.
Okay, we'll be taking questions. I know you guys have millions of questions. Any questions?